today I decided that we're going to do something different. This is my husband, Todd, and we're going to talk about.
This is my wife, Raquel, or Raquelis, or Raqui.
We're going to talk
She's
about.
unique.
And we're going to talk about ADHD and how it works and functions in a couple or in a family and within ministry, which we never really thought about it. So that's what Todd is here for. And we don't have, this is totally impromptu. And we'll just have to edit as we go. Okay, Todd, do you want to share what your life has been?
Okay, it's not really ADHD when it comes to you. It's more ADD, although she might be a little hyperactive. She's mostly just ADD. But as so happens, ADD is really not the right name for what she is, because she doesn't have an attention deficit. She has an over-attention and over-focus abundance. So for me, what it is it means that if she is watching TV or reading something or writing something or focusing on anything, I can do this in front of her. I can go, and all she'll do is just maybe every now and go, I'm still focused.
No, I think don't mess me up with or child too, because our child was because our middle child.
Oh, she was like that. Yeah, but still, you are like that. She has learned that more than our child was, because she's learned that if she loses focus on something, she has a hard time getting back to it. So she's just trained herself to stay focused, as opposed to being a natural. But still, that is what she's like, and so I'm used to just kind of waiting patiently. She's worked on my patience quite a bit and improved my patience.
Keep your eyes on the camera.
The camera.
Yes, the camera.
The camera's here.
Yes.
See right there. So I'm gonna look at my eye. I'm looking at the camera. Okay. What did you think I was looking at? I was looking at you. Well, yes. Sometimes I do when I'm talking to you. It's polite, to talk to the people.
But you're not talking to me. You're talking to them.
Sometimes I'm talking to you. See, like right now, I was talking to her. I wasn't talking to you. Talking to her.
Okay. So, what is the? I don't know.
Are you talking to me or them?
Remember, I don't think this is the first time I made Todd do this, so we're working on this. So what do you think would be the thing that that you like most about that you? I know we never thought that I had ADHD because we didn't really consider that. We just consider it Raqui. This is Raqui. This is who she is. Mm-hmm. So what do you realize now that it's ADHD that you didn't know then, but that you like about it? That you like about me, that now we know it's ADHD, but we didn't think so at the beginning.
I think spontaneity, it means she just jumps at things. Like, I guess the typical way of looking at it is like squirrel, But for her, it's more like, look at that. I think I'd like to do that. Oh, I'd like to do that. And so she really jumps around and does a lot of different things, but she's always doing something. Again, she's learned to go without any medication and deal with ADD naturally. So she has lists she makes. She tries to stay focused on. She allots time to things. But, when I first met her, it's like before we were married, she'd have these papers she'd write for college, and her college papers were all over the place because she wrote them like she was speaking, and when she speaks, she just goes all over the place, and that's the way the papers were. So I had to show her how to, stay on topic in a paragraph and use a paragraph to actually stay on a task of describing a particular thing in that paragraph, and then move on to the next paragraph with the transition and all that stuff. So I was teaching her to write, but also to focus her thoughts so that she was actually accomplishing something other than just speaking extemporaneously. Yeah, don't worry. I will keep looking at them. Do you feel ignored? I'm sorry if I ignore you, but I'm talking to her too.
I think he's nervous. Which is funny because he pushes all the time.
Push what?
Preach.
Oh, preach. I'm not preaching.
Well, pretend you are.
No.
Yes.
I didn't preach to these poor
Pretend.
people. They don't want to preach to.
Pretend you're preaching. Okay. So and yeah, so I didn't realize that. I didn't think there was anything wrong with my papers until somebody told me, this goes with this way. So I had to create a outline. And so that was the one thing that professors would always remind me: create an outline. Do an outline so that you can follow through. So I had to do an outline first, and I had them kind of like check my outline. I don't know why, but I was always concerned I was missing something. So, and
she's always missing something.
I am always missing something. I know. And so I had backup. I always had backup. I always had people telling me, hey, I would have them tell me, hey, check, let me know. I would always check with others. I never relied on me having my document or my paperwork or anything. Even when I'm writing now, I always have it check. And now I have Copilot because Todd is busy. So I have to have Copilot make sure that I have it outlined properly. And I always have to tell her, don't change anything. I just want you to outline. Let me know if the outline is proper. So, so yeah. So is there anything else you want to share? What has been the hardest? Let's go from the good to the bad.
Well,
what's been the hardest?
I don't know if it's the hardest, but something that came out right away is never to hurry Rocky. Because I think we didn't know it at the time. We just thought it was kind of her Puerto Rican ancestry of being not time-oriented. But
well, that too. That's part of it.
As we discover is that when I tell her, hey, we've got to get there, we got to leave in 5 minutes, all that pressure does is unfocus her. And then she always will forget something. And she'd let me know that right away. Don't hurry me because I'll forget something. She'd already learned that about herself, that if you hurry her in any way, which means you can't ever be anywhere on time because you can never hurry. And even if she starts an hour earlier each day, she still will not be there on time because she's still going to stop herself before she goes out the door and think of all the things that she has to bring with her. And that will take some time. It will make you late. So that's what it's a hard thing to deal with. Other than just to go by myself, which I've learned as a pastor, if I have to open the doors of the church, it'd be best I go and do it myself rather than wait for her, because people don't usually like us to open the doors like 10 minutes after church service is supposed to start. Okay, 15 minutes.
No. So I've learned to prepare, or I try to have everything the night before. So that if I have to rush out in the morning, I try to have, and depending what it is, if it's an extremely important thing, I make sure to have everything ready on hand in a place that I can find. Like, so I've learned to place things, in a certain place. Like, when I was at the office, everything would be by my door. So I wouldn't forget it. And I would gather things up and put them by the door. And people thought that was messy. And I'm like, no. I need those things for such and such event. So I need to gather them and put them in. And every once in a while, because I would forget what was in there, I need to go back and make sure I knew what was in there. And I would organize it in the box so I can see it. And sometimes I would write it down on the box, on a piece of paper, and put it on there. So you have to, I learned how to do those things. And I've also learned to even prepare and choose my clothes the night before. And unfortunately, sometimes in the morning I'll wake up and I want to change it, and then my time goes away. So I avoid it as much as possible. So I think that's the other thing we did with the children. We would prepare their clothes, and sometimes because I had 3 little girls, I actually had some of their clothes laid out for them to put them on. Depending on what time, sometimes I would get them dressed the night before, depending on the situation or how early I had to get up or something like that. And the one thing that I think that we had one of our children that she was hard to get out of bed. and I just learned to just get her dressed the night before, so it'll be easier for us to get her out of bed and get her going.
She'd already be dressed.
Right, she'd be already dressed, and so yeah, so you have to just mess around with ideas until something comes up. But yeah, you cannot rush me. I will forget something. So I've learned that now I do take medication because it helps me put things a little bit more together. And I think I made it. I've had 2 trips so far that I have not forgotten anything. In fact, I remember getting in the car and saying to myself and telling Todd, I did not forget anything. I know it. I did not forget not one thing. I'm so excited. That's only happened 2 times recently in the last years. 2 years.
Well, how many times have you left your purse in a restaurant or your phone?
Oh, I used to do that a lot.
In your phone?
In my phone. Well, first it was my purse because we didn't have phones.
You leave it at work and then
we didn't have phones. So it was mostly my purse.
It was purse at first.
And so I would always leave my purse. So when I was at a restaurant, my friends would always remind me, Rocky a purse, Rocky a purse, Rocky a backpack. So I learned I would put it next to me and I would still forget it. So now if I had a coat or jacket or sweater, I would wrap it so I wouldn't forget it. But if you don't have that, then yeah.
Then yeah. She forgets.
Yes. And
because of this propensity to forget things, she has about 20 pairs of reading glasses she puts in her cars, all rooms, all small rooms, all bathrooms, and chapsticks.
No, I don't.
There's a chapstick in every pocket of every jacket, of every purse, of every bag, of every backpack. Because you got to have your reading glasses.
Now
you've got to have your chapstick.
My chapstick.
And because of that, we find these all the time, like, say, in the laundry.
I have a chapstick in
the dryer,
each of the cars. I have a chapstick in my purse. I have a chapstick by the bathroom, by the nightstand.
In the console of the car.
That I already said that. In each
pocket
of the cars.
Of the sides.
In each of the cars. And
pocket.
I used to carry one in my pocket, but oddly enough, not all women's clothing has pockets. So that's something they need to change, and I've been asking for change for all my life, so I don't think they're ever going to change it.
She's always hated the fake pockets they put on her jeans.
Yes. You do not make women's clothing, business clothes with fake pockets.
But if they have
what is
real
wrong
pockets,
with you, man?
Then they can't sell a purse. They got to sell you a purse.
But sometimes we cannot be carrying purses.
I wouldn't know.
We can't. We there's just too much to carry.
I've got pockets.
I know.
I don't need a purse.
I don't need a purse.
I got a wallet.
And the palm, and so yeah, this is true. So what is the other thing that you have learned as a parent?
Parenting kids.
Yes, parenting children.
Mm-hmm.
With ADD, that was horrible.
It's not horrible.
No, I'm horrible.
We loved them.
I'm a horrible. Well,
we still do.
Let's just go back because I don't want to talk. I think maybe that should be a different video.
Dealing with kids.
Yeah, dealing with kids. Yeah. But so let's focus.
So that was the squirrel that was distracting you, thinking about your kids.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go back to learning how to make changes. Mm-hmm. So the other thing that I know Todd doesn't like is when I interrupt, and I think that has been one of the hardest things for me. I mean, the hardest all my life, and I try not to, and sometimes I'm better at it than other times, and I think I'm worse at it in the evening now. But when I was younger, it was all the time.
In almost any social situation, Rocky will interrupt because when she thinks of something, she has to say it right away or she'll forget it. So because her ADD allows her only to focus for a few seconds on what she wants to say, she has to blurt it out before it's too late. And
blurring.
Blurt.
Blurt. Yes.
Not blurring.
Not
blurting.
blurring.
Blurting.
Is there a difference?
Blurder. Don't commit blurder. Okay. Anyway, that makes it hard when
I thought it was funny.
some people think it's disrespectful when you keep interrupting
Well, Americans definitely think it's disrespectful.
them. I know who she is, and I just let her do it. And I've also
Puerto
learned.
Ricans don't care.
I've also learned that sometimes I have to just interrupt her. I'll never get a word in. So,
This is true.
I'm usually a quiet person who doesn't want to talk. But I've learned to interrupt because.
But you know what's so funny?
She just keeps going.
Puerto Ricans do that a lot, the majority. And so it's kind of hard because if you have ADHD in a culture that communicates in that particular way, then it's hard for you to notice that it's wrong until you have American people hating you for it, and you don't understand why, because you don't think there's anything wrong. And so I have learned that if I come across a person that is in my head odd, which is probably the majority, I'm just joking.
Which odd is normal. Just keep that in mind. So when she
probably
thinks you're odd, you're probably normal.
But even if I've learned the children, that if children or kids or teens or parents are different, I've learned to not judge them or disqualify them, because I know that I'm different and I am odd and I am crazy in people's eyes. You know, I call myself unique, which is the reason why I fell in love with unicorns. But
unicorn, unique, get it? One.
I think that they know that. Okay, and but also I also have things that I dislike, that drives me nuts. So my thing is about staying consistent, which is funny because sometimes I have a hard time staying consistent, yet I get upset if people are not being consistent. And like if I have a plan. So in order for me to deal with my organizational, I've learned to create a plan. And I do the plan, I schedule everything, and I'll schedule it. But I allow myself in a certain amount of flexibility. However, if you go completely outside of my plan and throw it all out, that really irritates me. And he's good at that.
Sorry. Guilty as charged. Well, I think
it's because he thinks I plan too much. I don't know. I think everything is possible. Do I overplan? I don't over budget. But I'm really good. But if it wasn't for me, we probably would be poorer.
You'd have less money than zero? Wow, that's terrible. Well, anyway,
would be more negative rather than 25. You want to always be on the green, never on the red. I get very, very anxious if we start heading towards the red. I remember when we first got married, I took away his credit card. Do you remember?
Okay. Yeah. You were down to the penny back then.
Yes, we were down to the penny.
We were that close on our budget. We just couldn't. I could come back from the grocery store and she'd look at the receipt and she'd say, "You have $4.22 left, right?" I'm like, "You have $4.21? What? Did you lose a penny somewhere?" You know, that's kind of the way she was. Okay, that may be a little bit of an exaggeration. No, that's really the way she was.
No, I don't think so. That was a little bit of an exaggeration. But I have read that some personalities are like that anyway. And if you put which is my personality, but if you put ADHD on top of that personality, then I guess you can see it more of an extreme.
It's really hard to be a perfectionist ADD person, because an ADD person moves from one thing to another without completing it oftentimes, and a perfectionist doesn't want to move until they're completed perfectly. So it's at war within herself all the time. wanting to do everything exactly the way she planned it and right. And if it doesn't go off the way she planned it, it could be right, but it's not the way she planned it, so that's wrong. So she's very much at war with herself and all others around her all the time.
And you're not very flexible.
When you're not being flexible.
When I'm not being, there are certain things I'm not being flexible with.
Sometimes she can't be. It's like, no, it has to be this way.
Yes, certain things have to be a certain way because that's how I have created it.
Because that's the way I thought about it.
And there are certain things that I'm not that, it doesn't have to be that perfect.
Well, all I've got to say is, because I don't want to make this a 10-hour long video.
Well, we got 20 minutes, so we're in 20 minutes.
Well, that's plenty. I don't think anybody has an attention span beyond that. Maybe you do if you overfocus. But I just think that if you see yourself in these situations, it could be reversed. It could be the man is ADD. But think about it and think, you know what? Maybe that explains a few things. Because I don't think she's the only one like this, and I'm not the only one like me. Not as unique as her, obviously.
He's more laid back.
But I'm sure there's times that she thinks.
And I don't know how much of the ADHD. I think that there is that thing about perfectionism. And I guess you're right. I never thought about it being a war. There is certain things that I do like to see in a perfect way, and there's certain things that doesn't really matter to me.
Right.
So I never have thought about what is the priority and what is not. So sometimes if it's hard because there are times that I don't want to finish something, but I know I have to. So I have to create deadlines for myself. Or I have to always ask, by when do you need this? And if I have a lot of things already in my mind or on my plate that I have to do by a certain time, and you add more things to it, I get a little bit anxious because I have to go through that process in my head trying to figure out what is the priority and what is the allocation. So I have calendars. I have to have my own calendar. I have to have my own to-do list. I have to have my own deadlines. And sometimes I'll say, okay, there's certain things I have to do versus not. And then we have the emergency situation. So I want to go back to that for just a moment.
What emergency situation?
Okay, so when I have plans and everything, for example, when I was working at the office in Cactus, I had plans and I had things that I would do, and people would walk into my office. So I've learned to create a time frame where people can come into my office, and that would be my flexible time. And then I would have to and then I would have to create a time frame that I cannot be interrupted at this point.
No disturbances time.
Right. However, there were always emergencies. So when there were emergencies, I would get a little bit anxious, not about the emergency because I can handle the emergency, and I don't know why. It's weird because I love handling emergencies.
You just like helping the people.
Yes, because he was focused on the people. That's true. So if a person would come in, yes, my priority would be them, and everything else was to be set aside. So I would, if somebody would say, Rocky, you have to do this by this time, and that would create an anxiety for me because my focus is the people that I'm working with, and getting ready, say, for an after school program. There's other people involved that can do that. That can pick up that what is it called?
Slack?
Yes, the word is slack. The slack that I kind of depend on. And then I would get frustrated if I couldn't depend on them. So I don't not know if that's ADHD or it's just my personality or it's just circumstances. So you have to be prepared for everything basically. So I learned to have or know who I can go to pick up my slack in case of an emergency. But then there were things that I knew I can push back or were not necessary. Or there are things that I can come up with at the last minute. Say a craft. I think that's where my ADHD would be helpful. At the last minute, I can always come up with ideas.
You've learned that too, how to make that adjustment. But there's also the times you might just say, take your focus off what you're doing, helping the person in the emergency, and just say to somebody like myself, I'm not going to be there in time because this is taking longer than I expected. Go then fill in the blank.
Get them started on this.
Get ready
Here's the
for
material.
this craft, or go think of something to do with an activity.
I usually give you
I don't have an
material.
activity ready, but you just go do it.
Yes, there were times I did.
Yeah.
So I was prepared. I had a folder.
Oh yeah.
With everything ready to go, and I always had the first 30 minutes of our blast and the last 30 minutes of blast that I knew that I could be flexible in. Maybe not the middle part. So I always prepared and trained people to follow through on certain things so that I can be flexible during that time in case of an emergency. But I don't know if I learned that the hard way or I don't know.
It's your adjustments you make in life. All right.
Yes. So is it difficult to be married to a Puerto Rican / ADHD / pastor?
Not for somebody of my patience and perfection. And also humble and my humility. I'm very humble. But for most people it would be difficult, but it's okay with me. Most people actually say, Todd, like her dad does this. I feel sorry for you, Todd. I feel sorry. And by
I'm
the
waiting
way,
for my dad to tell me if he feels sorry for me.
her dad actually gave her hand to me at the wedding.
Okay, we don't need to talk about it.
I don't want her back.
I just think that he's lucky because I had pulled him out of hot water so many times.
Okay.
Because of my creativity and my problem-solving skills. Right?
I guess.
Yes.
She's also pulled me into hot water. Don't worry about that.
But that's like warm water, like the ocean in Puerto Rico.
Oh, come on. Yeah. Okay, warm water.
And I'm the one who got him into traveling throughout the United States.
I hate traveling.
And outside of the United States.
It's more relaxing.
I want to take him to Spain.
The airport in Mexico.
But we don't have any money.
I hated going to the airport.
Yeah, he does hate going to the airport. But when he gets to Spain, it's going to be beautiful.
I'm going to go to Spain?
Yes, that is still in our to-do list. And
Whose
I
to-do list?
intend mine.
Yes. Okay.
And if he doesn't want to come with me, then I need to find somebody that wants to take me to Spain.
Who's going to take you to Spain?
I don't know. Maybe one of the kids.
Okay.
Before, I'm senile and in a wheelchair. I'd rather go to Spain where my roots are with my husband.
Sorry, I just had a picture of you senile and in a wheelchair. Sorry, somebody just brought that up. Okay, well, I think that we should probably
have fun in the wheelchair.
Yeah, I don't know what this is really. What purpose are we serving here by telling people about all this? That it's not easy.
I guess that's a rabbit trail.
It's not easy to work with people with ADD. Is that the summary?
No, I think the summary is if you love someone, you'll figure things out.
Oh, that's my summary. Yeah.
Okay, that's your summary. All right.
Your summary is if you love somebody else.
My summary.
You can't change, but you'll try.
No, my summary is to make adjustments in my life.
You try all the time, yes.
To always be prepared to make adjustments in my life so that I can fit.
Try and fit in. With normal people. The normies.
There is no way you can fit in with normal people. Just try to make adjustments that will help you get through. And always strive to do better. Is that better?
Yeah, and people kind of just learn to adjust.
Strive to do better.
To be patient with you. Yeah, they learn.
Well, do you know that is in the Bible?
Patience is a virtue.
And it's also one of the fruits of the Spirit.
Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Yeah. Love,
and if you cannot be patient with an ADHD person like me, then maybe you need to practice your patience and your fruit of the Spirit.
You need all the fruits. They're good.
I mean, I have to be patient with him too. It's not just, for me. I have to be patient with him. Yep. And sometimes I get very impatient. So
no way.
It works both ways.
Yeah, she does get impatient sometimes.
sitting down and waiting?
I kind of push her button sometimes, but usually it's a joke.
All right. So back to what we've learned. What have I learned? I have learned to make the adjustments that I need to do, and to learn how to do things better, so that there isn't too much conflict, and deal with the conflict in our marriage. And he doesn't see it, but for me, I do need to learn to be patient and forgiving often, and let things go. That is the big thing. Just let it go, and that, I think, is the hard one of the hardest things.
Let it go.
Yes. Okay. So for you, what have you learned?
What have I learned over these many, many years? I have actually learned, because I was probably more patient at the beginning and more quiet at the beginning. I've actually learned to step forward and voice my feelings more, and to not just avoid conflict, because I would allow that too much. So now I'm a little more stubborn, but people might see it that way anyway. But I have to step up and speak out for myself, or else I would probably get steamrolled by her all the time.
Is that what you want people to learn, how to deal with ADHD people? Like, I just share what
they need to be able to stand up to you. That's the thing. Don't let the ADD people run over you. Don't let that happen. But still love them. That's the number one thing, though. Still love them in the midst of all of it.
I don't think that's the right answer.
You don't think so? Well,
I thought that you were just saying that you're learning, that you learn the importance of being patient with ADHD and understanding.
Yes. And I've always been learning that.
And learning how to communicate.
But that's the communication part. Instead of just swallowing it, to make sure I communicate it. And, let you know that, hey, that didn't make me very happy, to be doing my best to try and get your attention, and to be told, no, I'm not going to look at you, stop interrupting. It can hurt your feelings.
I think that the older we get, the more ADHD he becomes.
Takes one to know one. All right. I don't know. Maybe I am ADD. I don't think so.
I used to think so.
You think everybody is, though.
I think there's always something wrong with everybody. And that is the reason why we need Jesus.
Yes. Jesus helps.
He makes it right.
He does. He improves things. He takes off the rough edges and makes them smooth.
So that's what we can learn.
All right.
We have a lot of learning to do.
We'll never stop.
Okay.
Don't stop learning.
Any last words, Todd?
Nope. Just nice to meet you all. Don't know who you are. But look forward to meeting you sometime in person. Maybe.
Next time, we'll probably talk a little bit more about ministry setting. I don't know if we touched on that now. And maybe how to work with your children.
Oh, so you're already changing subjects right in the middle of one sentence. Maybe next time we'll do this or this.
Yes, because I'm ending.
Okay.
So we need to go. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. And
comment. Tell us what you want us to talk about.
And don't forget to hit the like button and share with other people. Bye.
Bye.